when I started dating my wife, I realized how film scoring was based on contractors, which means the contractor, and there are a few big ones in LA, work for the studio to hire an orchestra or scoring musicians for whatever movie. In my case, coming in, I was hired by the composer because I knew all these composers just from banging around LA for so long. So I'd never noticed who the contractor was. I was like, well, so and so's calling me. Then I go over, and then I'd get an email from the contractor's office. I don't know who that is, but yes, I'm available. I didn't know. I kind of jumped the line to get in, and a lot of these people just get in with the contractors. With the composers. So for me, it was creating a lot of relationships with great composers. And incredibly, like 15 years ago, I was doing a lot of work with this guy, Christoph Beck. And we did Frozen's together. And we did a lot of silly movies, like some of the American Pie movies. And
Oh, yeah.
but Chris, what you don't realize when I'm just going into work was that he had a team of 5 guys, let's say 5 guys and gals, let's say 3 of them become award-winning, accomplished composers themselves. But you don't see that when you're at work. You just think that's the guy that plugs in my B3 and he gives me the charts. So all of them, I'd say there was a time for Chris where I'm working for 4 of his assistants now. On big movies, 2 of them do Cobra Kai. 2, they're no longer obviously his assistants, but they've all graduated to the big leagues and they're awesome. Like he had this pool of people, so a lot of it was just sticking around long enough and hopefully being good enough, and then the people that you didn't even know you were working for or impressing suddenly take over, and that's what's cool about being around so long. A lot is watching a lot of these people just arrive in their own right and be incredible creative. So for me, it's about having. I have a lot, as you can see, I have a lot of keyboards, and so it's a lot of gear. Like when we did Killers of the Flower Moon, like Robbie Robertson didn't know exactly what sound he wanted, so I brought 12 organs.
Are you all in the room together now, or is it still separated?
For that, we were all in the room. In fact, Killers of the Flower Moon was pretty early. I think we started scoring in fall of 21, and there was a lot of COVID tests for us all to be in the room. But we all were in the room. So I'd say for film, it's about 50-50. I do a lot from here and I send it in. And like for this Weird Al movie, we did it here. But a lot of times I'm with a group.
Do they have you watch on screen what's happening and then you record the music over it?
Yep.
All right.
Like for comedy, like on that run of comedies I did in the mid 2000s, like Superbad, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, all those. Comedy was big. I was in the room with Lyle Workman, who's one of my best friends, and we're watching it and really trying to, without an orchestra, we're really trying to carve out how to serve that scene. You don't want to be a joke on a joke, right? It's already funny. So where are you neutral? Do you play it up? And there's a lot of notes from the director that he has to address. And then I'm just there to be part of his toolbox to go, okay, Jeff, this is what's going on. This is what I'm thinking. And then now I get to paint a little bit with him, and then he presents it and edits it. That was a real collaborative process. But for something like Toy Story 4 or a bigger move, Frozen 2, like a lot of these that are big, especially animated, where you're married to, they have to prepare the picture early because they're voice acting early. I'm in with an orchestra, scared to death, sweating from every pore, thinking I'm going to mess up, reading music, making tons of notes with a pencil, amazed that I got through another cue and that it's lunch. Like I am stressing. Those are not. Yeah, I'm really thankful to get to do them, but they make
fun.
They're really. I'm getting tense just talking about it. Yeah, they're scary.
I watched Candy Cane Lane once, and I can't imagine having to watch it many times over and over and over and over again. So
congrats for getting through it.
There's a lot of
fun to work on though.
Yeah, there's a lot of repetition, you would say, in your work, having to do things multiple takes over and over again.
Candy Cane Lane's one that I remember too. I don't remember them all, but that one was really hard because in all Christmas music, you learn that there's a celeste. That's the bell kind of keyboard. If people don't know, it sounds like Christmas. It's like every Christmas
Oh yeah.
as a ding, 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 ding. Oh, that's celeste, which is a little instrument, French instrument, and it's small and it doesn't play like a piano, but they always composers or their teams always want it to sound very expressive, but it really only does this volume and almost nothing because it's just little bells. So, but they want it to sound like all of their in the box computer samples that they used, and it's the real ones don't really do that much. They're just on and off. So, I remember Candy Cane Lane being pretty tricky to execute all the things that they were hoping to get. But and it was the last movie I did with. I think we were 5 days on that movie at Sony. So that's one I do remember. And there, yeah, that's one that you're right. It has a theme that repeats quite a few times. Yes, I do remember that as well. Now, I think I might even be able to play it if I thought for 2 seconds, but I won't do that to you.